Oprah Winfrey arrived at Paris Fashion Week expecting a glamorous evening surrounded by fashion's biggest designers, celebrities, and cameras flashing from every direction. What she didn't expect was that a few seconds of simply walking into a fashion show would suddenly become one of the internet's most talked about viral moments. And according to thousands of social media users, Oprah looked like she was walking as if she were 90 years old. The moment happened during the highly anticipated fall-winter fashion shows in Paris in early March 2026. Paris Fashion Week, one of the most prestigious fashion events in the world, brings together global celebrities, fashion editors, influencers, models, and designers from every corner of the industry. For 1 week, the city becomes the center of fashion, with runway shows happening all across Paris as brands reveal the styles that will shape the coming seasons. Front rows are packed with some of the most famous faces in entertainment. Hollywood stars, musicians, athletes, and social media icons all gather to witness the newest designs from the most powerful fashion houses. Every arrival is photographed, every outfit is analyzed, and every moment has the potential to become viral. Among the many high-profile guests attending that week was Oprah Winfrey, the legendary media mogul who has spent decades building one of the most influential careers in television history. At 72 years old, Oprah remains one of the most recognizable figures in media, culture, and entertainment. When she appears at any event, attention follows instantly. Oprah arrived in Paris alongside her longtime best friend, journalist and television host Gayle King. The two women have been inseparable for decades, and whenever they attend events together, fans immediately notice the warmth and humor of their friendship. The pair attended the Chloé runway show, one of the most anticipated presentations of the Paris Fashion Week schedule. As photographers gathered outside the venue waiting for celebrity arrivals, Oprah and Gayle stepped out of their vehicle and began walking toward the entrance. Oprah looked elegant and confident, wearing a stylish outfit carefully chosen for the fashion event, paired with oversized designer sunglasses that completed the look. Gayle walked beside her in an equally sophisticated ensemble, smiling as cameras flashed around them. But as they started moving toward the venue doors, something unusual caught the attention of people watching nearby. They were walking slowly. Not just slowly, but cautiously. Each step seemed careful, deliberate, almost as if they were navigating a tricky path. At first, it was barely noticeable in person, but once the footage appeared online, the internet immediately began reacting. Someone captured a short clip of the two women walking side by side toward the show entrance. Within hours, the video began spreading across social media platforms. TikTok users reposted it. Instagram accounts shared it. Clips appeared on X, where the commentary began almost immediately. Some viewers joked about how slow the pair looked as they approached the venue. Others began making humorous comparisons. One viral comment described the scene as Oprah walking like she's 90 years old at Paris Fashion Week. Within a day, millions of people had seen the clip. Memes started appearing. Some social media users laughed about the careful steps, imagining dramatic reasons behind the slow walk. Others speculated about Oprah's health, wondering whether something might be wrong. A few posts even started suggesting theories that Oprah might have been injured or that something about her recent lifestyle changes had affected her mobility. In the fast-moving world of social media, speculation spreads quickly, and within hours, the clip had become one of the most talked-about celebrity moments of that week. In the modern world of viral content, a 5-second video can spark endless interpretations, and this moment quickly became one of those situations where the internet began building its own narrative. But Oprah Winfrey has spent most of her life in the public eye. She understands how quickly rumors and assumptions can grow online. So when the conversation began spreading, Oprah decided to share the real story. And when she finally explained what was actually happening in that viral clip, the explanation turned out to be surprisingly simple. According to Oprah, the reason she looked like she was carefully tiptoeing toward the runway show had nothing to do with age, illness, or weakness. She simply couldn't see. Right before stepping out of the car, Oprah's stylist handed her a pair of sunglasses to wear for the event. The glasses matched her outfit perfectly and added a stylish finishing touch that looked great for photographers. But there was one important detail that no one thought about in that moment. They weren't prescription lenses. Oprah has spoken before about how she normally wears prescription glasses or contact lenses so she can see clearly. Without those, her vision becomes blurry. But when she put on the designer sunglasses, she realized something quickly. The world around her wasn't clear. Lights were bright, people were moving, the ground ahead of her wasn't easy to see. The entrance area was crowded, with photographers stepping forward, security teams guiding guests, and other attendees arriving at the same time. It was the kind of environment where one wrong step could easily lead to a stumble. Instead of looking confident and rushing toward the entrance, Oprah suddenly had to focus on making sure she didn't misstep. And remember, this was Paris Fashion Week. Photographers were everywhere. Cameras were flashing, crowds of people were watching. Security staff and event organizers were guiding guests toward the show. In that environment, tripping or stumbling would have been far more embarrassing than simply walking slowly. So Oprah made a decision. She slowed down. Very slowly. She later joked that she leaned on the security team to guide her safely toward the entrance. At one point, she even told them she couldn't see clearly and needed help knowing where to step. But Oprah's vision issue was only half of the reason the walk looked so careful. Gayle King had her own challenge that day. Gayle was dealing with an injury. 2 broken toes. Walking in heels is already difficult on a good day. Walking in heels while trying to protect injured toes can be painful and risky. Gayle had to move carefully to avoid putting too much pressure on her foot. So there they were. Oprah walking slowly because she couldn't see clearly through fashion sunglasses, Gayle walking carefully because she was protecting 2 broken toes. Together, they moved step by step toward the runway entrance. From the outside, without context, the moment looked unusual, but when Oprah shared the truth, it instantly made sense. She laughed about the situation, joking that the internet thought they looked like 90-year-olds, when in reality, it was simply 2 friends trying to navigate an awkward situation. Once fans heard the explanation, the tone online began to shift. Instead of mocking the clip, many people began sharing the story as a funny reminder of how misleading viral videos can be. Some users even said the situation made Oprah more relatable, because everyone has experienced a moment where they tried to look composed while secretly dealing with something awkward. Maybe your shoes were uncomfortable. Maybe you were trying not to trip in front of a crowd. Maybe you couldn't see clearly and had to pretend everything was fine. That's exactly what happened to Oprah, and in many ways, the moment revealed something important about how celebrity culture works today. In the age of smartphones and social media, every public movement can be captured instantly. A tiny moment can suddenly become global entertainment, but those moments rarely include the full story, and Oprah's slow walk at Paris Fashion Week is a perfect example.
Behind the viral clip was simply a woman trying to avoid tripping while wearing stylish sunglasses that made it difficult to see. But beyond the viral humor, the moment also reminded people of Oprah's incredible journey and the legacy she has built over the decades. Oprah Winfrey was born in rural Mississippi and grew up in extremely difficult circumstances. Her early life included poverty, instability, and serious personal challenges that could have prevented many people from achieving success. She spent parts of her childhood living with different family members, and there were periods when her life was filled with uncertainty. But even as a young girl, Oprah showed a powerful ability to communicate. She loved reading, speaking, and sharing stories. Teachers noticed her talent early, often encouraging her to participate in speech competitions and public speaking events. That early confidence eventually led her toward a career in broadcasting. Oprah began working in media as a teenager, becoming one of the youngest news anchors in her region. But traditional news reporting didn't fully capture her personality. She had a natural ability to connect emotionally with people, something that would later become the foundation of her success. In the 1980s, she launched a daytime talk show that would eventually transform television. The Oprah Winfrey Show quickly became a cultural phenomenon. For 25 years, the show aired daily, reaching millions of viewers across the United States and around the world. What made Oprah's show different from other talk shows was the emotional connection she created with her audience. She didn't just interview celebrities, she listened. She asked thoughtful questions. She created space for people to share deeply personal stories. Topics ranged from relationships and health to social justice, trauma, healing, personal growth, and life transformation. Over time, Oprah became known not just as a host, but as a trusted voice in millions of homes. Her influence expanded far beyond television. Her book club turned unknown novels into international bestsellers overnight. Her interviews with major public figures often shaped national conversations. Her philanthropic projects funded education initiatives and community programs around the world. She launched the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa, providing education opportunities for students who otherwise might not have had access to those resources. She built Harpo Productions and later launched the ON Network, continuing to produce documentaries, talk shows, and special programming. Even today, decades after her talk show ended, Oprah remains one of the most powerful figures in media. That's why even a small moment like walking into a fashion show can capture global attention. But perhaps the most heartwarming part of the viral story wasn't the sunglasses or the slow walk. It was the friendship between Oprah and Gayle King. Their friendship began more than 40 years ago when they met while working in television. At the time, both were young journalists trying to build their careers in broadcasting. They quickly realized they had a lot in common. They shared ambition, they shared humor, and they shared a deep understanding of the challenges of working in media. Over time, their bond grew stronger. They supported each other through career changes, personal challenges, and life milestones. Gayle eventually became one of the most respected broadcast journalists in the country and a co-host of CBS Mornings. But despite their busy schedules and public lives, their friendship remained incredibly strong. They travel together. They celebrate holidays together. They openly talk about their friendship in interviews. Fans often say their bond feels authentic and refreshing in a world where celebrity relationships can sometimes feel temporary. And in that viral clip, Paris Fashion Week, you could see that connection. Two lifelong friends carefully navigating a crowded event, helping each other through an awkward moment. It's almost poetic in a way, because even after decades of fame, wealth, and influence, Oprah's life still includes the same simple human moments that everyone experiences. Moments of laughter, moments of awkwardness, and moments where things don't go exactly as planned. And in the end, the viral clip didn't damage Oprah's image at all. If anything, it made people smile. It reminded fans that even global icons sometimes have to walk slowly because they can't see clearly through fashionable sunglasses, and sometimes their best friend has two broken toes. In a world where celebrity stories can often feel distant or dramatic, this one felt refreshingly human, just two friends walking carefully into a fashion show, and somehow that small moment became a story the internet couldn't stop talking about. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.